Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Game 2 of HOTS versus B.O.B. We're getting ready for the second round of Pick Ban. After a very decisive Game 1, I'm excited to see how Heroes of the Storm comes back and takes Game 2. Maybe with an alternative pick ban approach, or maybe it was something with communication or gameplay. I know they've got it in them to really make Bob work for that second game if they're going to have any hope of taking a clean week. We saw a very strong play in the top lane from Set, OG Juice Man. We saw extremely strong play in the bot lane from Pimp Monkey's Senna, Jabberwock's Lux, Biscuit Hat's jungle routing. And it looks like we are hopping right into that champ select. Cassiopeia, as is tradition, ban heroes, Cassiopeia. Oh, my apologies. Formatting was weird on that one. We're going to take a look at that straw poll here shortly. Let me just pull this to the side here. There we go. And currently we have 3 votes for OG Juice Man, 3 votes for Biscuit Hat, 2 for Pimp Monkey, and 1 for Jabberwock. Folks, we need more votes in there to tie, to break this tiebreaker. I will toss that link in the chat again. If you have not voted, go and vote for the MVP Game 1, who you thought was the most valuable player. Looks like the same bans from both teams came down, and we have the Set first pick from the side of B.O.B. Very smart move on their behalf. That Set was dynamite Game 1. And for it to still be left on the table, I realize Aphelios is nasty, Zyra's nasty, Olaf is nasty, but that Set did work. We see a Mordekaiser pick on the side of HOTS and a Lucian pick in the bot lane. It's a very strong showing already from the side of HOTS. They are adapting, they are changing up their strategy. We see the Thresh pick on the side of B.O.B. My Corgi agrees, the Thresh pick is good. Now the tough part about Lucian is that you have to flay him first as Thresh. He has a dash, and if he uses it, it is on about a 7 or 8 second cooldown, I believe. I could be completely wrong on that. So if he dodges your Q is on too high of a cooldown for you to be able to do anything the rest of that fight. Looks like Relentless Pursuit has a 22-second cooldown, scaling down to 14 seconds. My apologies on that number that I just decided to say. We see the Senna again from the side of B.O.B. Very safe choice, very smart choice. We see a Nocturne on the side of Heroes of the Storm with a Sejuani ban, pinching out that jungle pool of Biscuit Hat. We see the Kassadin ban yet again. On the side of B.O.B., again, you have the great strategy. If it works well for you Game 1, why change it up? And Again, we see the Swain ban. No Swain supports here or top lanes, I guess. And a Leona ban from the side of BOB. Pinching out that support pool. We may very well see another Morgana here. She's very safe. Thresh and Morgana go about equal. When it comes to a skill matchup, assuming they are both on the same skill level, the champions are functionally the same. With the difference that Thresh has the ability to move a champion and gets more damage on his autos from his Flay, where Morgana just simply has a magic shield and an excellent root. We see the Nami pick coming down from the side of Heroes of the Storm. Excellent choice with the Lucian. Nami lane, lots of oppression there, lots of mobility. And a Warwick pick on the side of BOB for Biscuit Hat. And we see the Nico picked mid lane for the side of BOB for Jabberwock. And that is also a comfort pick. Okay, Malzahar was the pick for BOB, not Nico. And we see a Zoe pick on the side of HOTS, not Evelyn, Zoe, to complete out the team comps. Very strong comfort pick for Super Hero. Super Hoagie? I don't even know. It's Heroes of the Storm. But a Super Hoagie is the captain. So both teams have locked in their comps. Let's take a look at those teams again. BOB with a set in the top lane, very strong choice. We have the Malzahar mid, great lockdown with the ultimate. Once he hits 6, great AoE burn damage with his E. I apologize, it's not AoE, but it can spread from one person to the next. We have the Senna Thresh with an extreme range and poke bot lane, while also having the disengage to get out of sticky situations and a lockdown ultimate from Warwick. Meanwhile, Heroes of the Storm has a Mordekaiser in the top lane. Again, lockdown ultimate present. Nocturne in the jungle. Lockdown ultimate, go figure. We have a Zoe mid lane. Then we have a Lucian Nami bot. So a lot of damage coming out from both teams this time around. A lot less tanky comps that we're seeing, but honestly, I like it. I like the adaptation that we've seen from the Heroes of the Storm this time around, as well as the changes that they've made across the board to respond to this pick ban. I think they drafted just fine in the first game, but it just was not in their favor, unfortunately. We are just selecting our champs right now in client. Wait. Apparently, I was in the team. I was invited to the game and was not in the spectator position. Classic. You hate to see that. And we're trying this again. I am no longer on the team. I was confused why I had the option for runes and masteries, but you know what they say. If you don't check your runes before the game, I don't have a saying. I don't know. Okay, I refreshed the results for game 1. Honestly, we still have a tie between Biscuit Hat and OG Juice Man. But that is okay. We've had ties before. We'll have ties in the future. I'm going to toss together that straw poll for game 2.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I wanna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh, yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face. I stood and wait because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated. It's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing.
Okay, we are locked in.
My heart is begging me to get the hell out of
We're on our 3-minute delay.
inside the upside down.
So taking a look at these comps, obviously OG Juice Man is a powerhouse in the top lane.
Honey, I'm a
We now have Malzahar in the mid lane, so not as much burst damage on the side of BOB. But they now have the Warwick as a tool to work team fights around. They don't have as much AoE as well in terms of their team fight. A lot more single target focused, which is fine with the adaptations that Heroes of the Storm have made. With the Zoe mid lane, Lucian, Nami, Nocturne, all viable targets for Warwick, as well as Malzahar. They have the option of deleting 2 people out of a team fight, and Set can dunk a 3rd into the team fight, while Senna can keep people very, very alive. Now, looking on the side of Heroes of the Storm, they have a lot of magic damage to work with. They have Lucian, who is very mobile. They have Nami, who is an amazing enabler support, Enchanter, Nocturne, who will have a global presence with his ultimate, and Mordekaiser, who can remove people completely from fights. Both teams walking forward with a lot of potential in their comps. Okay, we're almost in. Just 1 minute left, guys. Minute 12. Sorry. Okay, we are ready to go. We are in the loading screen for the game. Game 2. First game went to BOB. Was a sound thrashing. But HOTS has the chance this time to take the tie home. See, pretty standard runes and masteries on everyone. We got Unsealed Spellbook on Zoe, so a lot of options there with her summoner spells. We only see a single teleport from each team this time around. Definitely didn't need that teleport on the Vigar last game. So this time, bringing home the Ignite for the mid lane. Super Hoagie has the opportunity to delete more targets. We got the standard 5-point coming out from both teams again.
Until minions spawn.
This time, Biscuit Hat standing in the mid lane. We have an adorable dance-off in the mid lane between Project Warwick and Star Guardian Zoe. We see the bot lane from BOB doing a cheeky late arrive to the bot lane instead of pulling the wave. I am curious to know in the back of that, in my mind, I'm wondering if Master Fan and No Not November know if Mr. Matt and Pimp Monkey did not leash bot lane. Excellent hook coming down from Mr. Matt onto Master Fan. Got some great trade damage. Pimp Monkey picking up soul after soul. See Malzahar taking an early roam down, getting some vision in the jungle. Nocturne did not full clear his bot side jungle. Rather, he went to blue buff, Gromp, and then to red buff. Remember, that will not give you level 3. Mr. Matt going in on the hook. We see a flash coming down from No Not November. OG Juice Man trading a ton of damage onto Big Dick Jimmy, as is tradition. Super Hoagie building up a good wave back towards Jabberwock. Not throwing the Q. Biscuit Hat in the bot lane. We see the second flash come down for the bot lane. Master Fan. No summoners available. Mr. Matt throwing down the Ignite. Doing the autos. Autoing a minion. Biscuit Hat jumping back in. Looking for the kill. But the Nami healing is too much. Pimp Monkey trying to keep his jungler alive. Mr. Matt and Pimp Monkey taking a lot more damage than last time around. Master Fan and No Not November doing the work. OG Juice Man and Big Dick Jimmy trading in the top lane. OG Juice Man's shields are fighting Mordekaiser's shield. We see the flash come down from OG Juice Man. A lot of damage, and Aruyan coming in, flanking the set in the top lane. Will directed camera show us? It will. OG Juice Man, no flash to his name, getting feared by the Nocturne. The damage coming through. First blood to Aruyan. We see a lot of damage coming in the bot lane. Biscuit Hat looking for the kill. Thresh looking for the hook. Pimp Monkey getting the kill secured. Will it be enough? The heal comes down. Double kill for Pimp Monkey. Huge gold shift in the bot lane after that quick first blood gold shift in the top. That fight was looking very questionable for Butter R Biscuits. But they definitely pulled through. My apologies. I do not have objective timers on. There we go. Our first dragon has spawned at 5 minutes. With that big shift in the bot lane, it was not enough to compensate for the Warwick death and the first blood top. They are currently only 100 gold different. My apologies here. I just need to get chat up just a second. And we're back in it. Okay. See Super Hoagie doing work, getting a CS advantage in the mid lane. see control wards coming down across the board for all roles, all shapes and sizes. Love to see that. Big Dick Jimmy taking some good trades with OG Juiceman in the top line. Mordekaiser, top lane. Mordekaiser being a force to be reckoned with. Biscuit Hat in the top side jungle, leaving his pink ward at the tri-bush. Meanwhile, Aruyan and the bot lane picks up the first dragon. It is Ocean Drake. Master Fan dashing forward at Pimp Monkey. Mr. Matt flaying away. Pimp Monkey getting away with the mist. Landing the root onto Lucian. Senna, Lucian, you guys have to work it out. We see the change from Ignite to Teleport on Zoe in the mid lane. Big bubble coming down from No Not November. Lucian doing damage, but No Not November picking up the kill with the Airy Croc. Burn damage. See Summoners coming back for bot lane on the side of Heroes of the Storm. Another great bubble by No Not November. See the ping coming down. Zoe igniting Malzahar in the mid lane. But very intelligent play that I was talking with Hoagie the other day. He said if he has his summoner spell available, he tries to hunt for the equivalent summoner spell on Zoe's W so that he can use it and fake the opponents into thinking that he has in fact used his own summoner spell. With Unsealed Spellbook, that's especially important when you're swapping out those used summoner spells. They might think you're on a rotation, don't have Ignite, they play into a bad fight, and you surprise them and take the kill. Here we see Biscuit Hat jumping into the topside jungle of Heroes of the Storm. Aruyan still doing a full clear of the bot side, unaware with no vision to let him know that that's happening. If I know Aruyan, though, he's going to go straight towards his red buff. Oh, I don't know him. I misspoke. He's going for his chickens. We see about a 300 gold lead in the bot lane. Wait, that can't be right. On the side of Senna. There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. Malzahar with the ultimate mid. He sends the auto, and with his E, is he able to secure the kill? Zoe lives with 100 health. Big ult coming down from Master Fan, trying to deal damage to Pimp Monkey. He's unable to. They have an excellent wave shoving. They can maintain that tempo. They will have an excellent opportunity to back and buy. OG Juiceman and Aruyan duking it out in the top side river. Big Dick Jimmy coming down, looking to have some fun. We see the dunk, we see the Nocturne ult, we see the flash from OG Juiceman, and Big Dick Jimmy with the ultimate, securing the kill. Way to save your jungler. Set is down all summoner spells, and Aruyan lives to fight another day. They are focusing that set like they should. They learned so much from that first game, and I love to see this progression where they're applying what they learned. They made some changes on their comps. They made some changes on their play style, and it's really working out for them. About a 700 gold lead, but we see a huge hook and flay from Mr. Master Fan getting ignited and killed by Pimp Monkey. Meanwhile, No Not November ults and leaves. Very smart on his behalf. It was a very good hook from Mr. Matt. Sometimes you gotta know when it's just a lost fight. Don't throw any more gold on the table and get your tush out of there. OG Juiceman looking to duke it out with Big Dick Jimmy. He knows he does not have an ultimate available. You see the ping come down from Aruyan. No ult, though. Just trying to deal more damage to OG Juiceman. spell shielding the W and getting another kill for Mordekaiser in the top lane. Meanwhile, plates coming down to Senna, Thresh, and Warwick in the bot lane. Looking for that second plate, but they can't quite get it. Pimp Monkey overstaying his welcome just a touch, and Lucian throwing another ultimate down towards Senna. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have the Rift Herald beating the bejesus out of the top turret, getting 3 plates for Aruyan and Big Dick Jimmy. A lot of gold there. Warwick whiffing the ultimate onto No Not November. However, the Thresh Hook saves the day. Biscuit Hat getting the kill. Biscuit Hat going for the Dragon solo. No mana. Jabberwock rotating down and Pimp Monkey rotating up to help assist with that. And the healing from Senna is always wonderful. Second Dragon going over to butter our biscuits. That will be a Cloud Drake for the soul. Which means that's going to be faster jungles for both Warwick and Nocturne, being speedy boys. And I think with the Nami Lucian bot lane, that is a soul that Heroes of the Storm cannot pass up. You know, there are some souls that are more priority than others. See a big dunk coming up in the top lane from OG Juiceman. Big Dick Jimmy duking it out. We see the ultimate come down, and Big Dick Jimmy, as OG Juiceman exhausts his kit, he is unable to escape. Big Dick Jimmy pulling away with the 3rd kill. Still about 1,000 gold lead in favor of Heroes of the Storm. Both junglers shadowing the bot lane as Big Dick Jimmy secures that first turret. And here comes the fight. Biscuit Hat flashing away. He knows he has caught out Master Fan. Duking it out versus the Senna Pimp Monkey. Warwick jumping onto the Nami. Nocturne jumping onto the Senna. Senna flashing away and ulting back towards Aruyan. Biscuit Hat tanking the fight and exchanging the gold over to Mr. Matt. Meanwhile, Pimp Monkey eats a full Lucian ultimate. Jabberwock rotating down. Mr. Matt with the insane hook flay. And Jabberwock with the flash ultimate to secure the kill on Lucian. Just like that, folks. That is how you play a team fight. OG Juiceman and Biscuit Hat looking for a tussle in the top lane, but Aruyan is there to help disengage, re-engage. Who knows what's happening? A flash Q from Big Dick Jimmy. Super Hoagie in the back line, getting the Drowsy onto Biscuit Hat. OG Juiceman tanking the entire team with success. Jabberwock stop watching. Big Dick Jimmy with an excellently timed pull and Q. OG Juiceman being slain by Aruyan. That is a 3,000 gold advantage for Heroes of the Storm. What a turn. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, No Not November and Master Fan chipping away at that turret. Pimp Monkey and Mr. Matt have already migrated to the mid lane, looking to take down that turret, and they do. And trading for that bot turret for No Not November and MasterFan24. We see pings coming down for the Rift Herald spawning in 7. Meanwhile, Pimp Monkey getting annihilated by Masterfan's damage. He secures the kill with his ultimate. He flashed onto her. He knew he had the damage, especially with the Nami healing on the backline. He had no fear. It's a very strong kill for Heroes of the Storm. Maintain that gold advantage. Keep Senna behind. Got Mordekaiser in the top lane taking on that Rift Herald, while Set pushes turret and Aruyan clears bot jungle, prepping for that dragon. 400 gold shutdown on Mordekaiser, 300 gold shutdown on Nocturne. A lot of potential for a game swing on those two champions alone. See Super Hoagie taking the rotation to the top lane as that second Rift Herald goes to Big Dick Jimmy. Biscuit Half, Pimp Monkey, and Mr. Matt setting up for the dragon. We have Malzahar and Set coming in behind. Masterfan a little bit away from the team, but he can dash over walls just as you saw there. Might be too late for a steal from the side of Heroes of the Storm. Second Drake going over to Butter Our Biscuits. A lot of pressure coming in from the mid lane. We see the Rift Herald dropping down. Nocturne zoning ultimate, trying to create some kerfuffle for that mid lane advantage. Big Dick Jimmy getting a lot of damage onto Jabberwock. Not enough to secure the kill, though. Bot turret going down to Butter Our Biscuits. Both teams pushing, pushing, pushing. Heroes of the Storm has Rift Herald mid. Butter Our Biscuits has to respond to that somehow. They're not going to be able to push as fast as that Rift Herald. We see the second charge from Shelly. A missed pull from Big Dick Jimmy, but not too bad. Malzahar ult hitting Super Hoagie, but he is alive and well. No Not November getting locked down by Biscuit Hat. We see a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Will he get away? Big Dick Jimmy is unstoppable, then immediately shut down by Malzahar. Huge gold transfer to the Malzahar mid. A lot of action just happening there. 2 turrets for Heroes of the Storm, 1 turret going down to Butter Our Biscuits. We see Lucian splitting in the side lane, farming on the side of Heroes of the Storm. Meanwhile, 4 people push the mid lane. And we got 30 seconds to the first Baron. And if we take a look at the ward line too, on the side of Heroes of the Storm, a lot of deep pinks. What we like to see, but not a whole lot covering the mid lane. Masterfan dashing forward, getting hooked by Mr. Matt. Huge suppression from Malzahar, and the burn damage will secure the kill. Meanwhile, Flash is going down everywhere. Nocturne not necessarily able to follow up with the fight. The fight continues as No Not November gets caught out by Biscuit Hat, has to flash away. Big Dick Jimmy moving in, looking for a target for his ultimate. It's on cooldown, my bad, but securing tons of damage onto Mr. Matt, who lanterns the Malzahar to safety, takes it for the team, and distracts the 4 people, but Zoe is just too fast, lands the Q for the double kill. What a performance on Heroes of the Storm's behalf. Holy moly. Just take a look at those gold totals here. Only 800 behind in the mid lane. We have an advantage of 1,600 in the jungle. About 3,000 gold difference with that insanely strong Mordekaiser on behalf of Big Dick Jimmy. Supports are about equal, and bot lane with a slight advantage to Senna. from the extra kills. A massive wave in the bot lane on the side of Heroes of the Storm. Good pull from Mordekaiser. Good trade damage. We see the Nocturne zoning ultimate coming in. Who's he going to pick? Warwick picking up the kill. The lockdown. And then someone else getting the kill. Big Dick Jimmy and the Mordekaiser favorite. 2v1. Could be a 2v2. Could be a 3v4. Master Fan with a zoning ultimate pulling the team away, but Set is close with a lantern. We see Mordekaiser building towards that Morellonomicon with the Oblivion Orb looking to negate the healing from the Nami, from the Zoe, and from the Mordekaiser. And we see a stopwatch purchase on the side of Big Dick Jimmy. Still got that price tag over his head, so he has to maintain that one death, or he's going to be giving up another 600 gold to the enemy team. We see Heroes of the Storm positioning around Drake. It is up in 27 seconds. They're getting their vision line out. They're sweeping for wards. Meanwhile, Butter Our Biscuits setting up vision around Baron. They might just look to take Baron if they can't necessarily secure this Drake. It is only the second Drake for Heroes of the Storm. It would be the third for Butter Our Biscuits. So it's not necessarily a game-winning Drake, but you don't want to leave that gold on the table if you can. Heroes of the Storm pulling out the Drake as well they should. Mr. Matt looking for hook potential as Jabberwock and Pimp Monkey walk forward. Red team, Heroes of the Storm, securing their second Drake. We see the Nocturne ult onto Jabberwock. Jabberwock trying to get away, but he can't. Ruyan dealing too much damage as Heroes of the Storm moves their way up to Baron. They used all of their sweepers on that dragon, so they will have to find alternative means for clearing Baron vision. They start up the Baron fearlessly. Here we see the Set dunk into the back of Baron Pit. We see a Lucian ult come down. No, we don't. There's the Lucian ult. It's a bit of a risky play. Triple kill for Senna. Quadra kill. Put it on the page. Could we see a pentakill? No, that's okay. That was a very good play by the side of Butter Our Biscuits. Unfortunately, not enough lane pressure for Heroes of the Storm to be able to take that Baron without contest. Butter Our Biscuits doing tons of damage. Free souls in the pit that Senna decides are too good for her. And just like that, the gold sways in favor of Butter Our Biscuits with a 2,000 gold lead. We saw the shutdown on Nocturne, shutdown on Mordekaiser, and the Baron secure. Kind of scattered vision, but more defensive on the side of Heroes of the Storm. We have 3 pinks on Baron Pit. On the side of Butter Our Biscuits. They really wanted to see that Baron, and it worked out for them. Having that vision, knowing Heroes of the Storm was going straight there, allowed them to make that huge play that got them back in the game. But you got to remember, even with the gold being relatively equal, there's a lot of power on the front line of Heroes of the Storm, with the pick potential of Nocturne, the solo ult potential of Mordekaiser. We see not a single Quicksilver Sash on the side of Heroes, the side of Butter Our Biscuits. Nocturne patiently waiting in the bush, looking for a play. Super Hoagie trying to throw out whatever damage he can. We see a flash coming down from Jabberwock as he escapes. No spell shield to save him, already procced. Set responding to mid lane. Pushing it out for pressure. We see a potential cheese bush happening here as Butter Our Biscuits just patiently waits for that one person to check Tribush. No takers on the side of Here's the Storm. Very smart, staying close to the base. They're hunting. They're looking to see, you know, they don't necessarily have vision on the enemy team. Now they do. They were searching those jungle routes. They have a lot of defensive wards now. Mr. Matt with the insane hook onto No Not November, securing a kill. I want that sub on my team. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, OG Juice Man and Iruyan and Big Dick Jimmy have a party. Iruyan's ultimate is up. He's looking for that target, but they need to be on the defensive here. They have 4 people pushing that top lane, now migrating to mid lane for their 4-1 split. Sorry, 5. They're A-ramming it. We see the ultimate. We see the Mordekaiser ult. Set taking a couple of turret shots. Biscuit Hat transferring the aggro. Jabberwock with a massive ult onto Master Fan. Mr. Matt slaying Big Dick Jimmy. They pressure in that mid turret. No more Baron buff for Butter Our Biscuits, but they do not need it. They now have a 5,000 gold advantage with those 2 fights. And the third Drake is spawning right now. Butter Our Biscuits in position with appropriate pressure in mid lane and top lane to take it without contest. And they're taking their resets. Everyone above 1,000 gold on Butter Our Biscuits, looking to buy those items. Possibly look for that final push if they can. No Baron up for another 2 minutes. I would like to point out at this point, though, that the game is still anyone's. I feel like with the gold advantage that Butter Our Biscuits have achieved, it's still about cooldowns, it's about summoner spells, and it's about ults. We see a lot of very quick flashes. They happen so fast, but you gotta wonder, you know, if you're flashing a minute before Baron's up, then you no longer have that flash for that fight. That is crucial. That could save your life. That could get your team the Baron. That could get your team the W. So all considerations at this point in the game is all about how the teams effectively manage their cooldowns and work together. If you're blowing 5 cooldowns, like 5 major ultimates in one fight, and the enemy team only has to blow 1, you have just lost 2 fights in a row, essentially, depending on when they happen. Nocturne ultimate in the bot lane, looking for a possible pick. We have a 4v3, about to be a 4v4. Lucian doing the rotate. Nocturnal just scaring him away, apparently. No good picks here, unfortunately. And with the heavy commit to Baron Pit that Heroes of the Storm have made, they don't necessarily have their entire bot side warded. So they could not see the Malzahar rotating from mid lane. Still directed camera likes to watch the top lane. We see a big Nami ult come in from the bottom. See a big ol' Thresh box underneath turret. Butter Our Biscuits gets out with the Nocturne kill. Just waves and waves of pressure from Butter Our Biscuits. Warwick taking the Sleepy Trouble Bubble route. Getting chunked out for a lot of his health. He is only half health, but still running point. Turret at about a half health, taking tons of damage from the Malzahar, from the Senna. This will be the second inhibitor for Butter Our Biscuits. Nocturne is up. He has ultimate. This could be the play, looking for the pick on the back line. Sleepy Trouble Bubble finds Malzahar, but it is cleansed instantly. Sleepy Trouble Bubble into a Nocturne ult could spell death for Malzahar. See the pings coming down for Baron on the side of Butter Our Biscuits. Meanwhile, Heroes of the Storm pings vision. They see them migrating towards that Baron. They know they have to answer as soon as possible. Very smart scrying orb in the back of Baron Pit, hidden behind Baron's character frame. Butter Our Biscuits taking the path of discretion, backing away from the Baron, cooling off the fight. They have 2 lanes of super minions pressuring the map for them. They need to just simply wait it out until they have that pressure in the base. And then they can take that Baron freely. But it looks like they're going to set up for this Drake that is up in a minute 30. We see some pings coming down there, sweeping vision in the enemy jungle. We see a Knight's Vow coming down from Thresh with 2 additional pink boards. 76 vision score at 32 minutes is absolutely insane. Someone take away this guy's toys, because he's playing with them rough. This is the 4th Drake. This is the Drake for Soul. Super Hoagie looking for the picks with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Misses Big Dick Jimmy taking a lot of damage. Nocturne ult coming down with the Nami ultimate. No solid picks for Nocturne. He will back away. Dragon Soul goes to Butter Our Biscuits. Warwick taking the ultimate into the enemy team. Mordekaiser taking the Malzahar ult. And Zonia's away. The Pimp Monkey getting the additional gold. 700 gold shutdown on that Senna. She is untouchable. OG Juice Man running it down, looking for the picks. Dodging the bubble. Sleepy Trouble Bubble going on to Matt, but he lands the hook. We see the flash away from Master Fan to save his life. This is looking desperate, folks. We have 2 turrets left on the map. First one's down. Team's looking for bubbles. They cannot find them. Mr. Matt disrupting the fight. Big Lucian ult coming down from Master Fan. Super Hoagie a little bit too far out, getting killed by Thresh Auto. Shutdown gold coming onto Super Hoagie. We see the Nocturne ultimate onto the backline for Biscuit Hat. Meanwhile, Malzahar and Set running away as fast as they can. Jabberwock landing the ultimate onto Aruyan. Master Fan taking some damage from Malzahar's E. Malzahar knocks down that mid inhibitor yet again. Huge fight. 4 kills. Almost an ace for Heroes of the Storm. They lost their turrets, but they are still in this. They have the wave clear. They have 3 teammates up. They have to respond to that Malzahar, though. Knocked down their 3rd inhibitor turret. Those are the types of fights that Heroes of the Storm needs to see if they're going to pull out this win. Unfortunately, it cost them so much. That one fight cost them 3 turrets and an inhibitor to get 4 kills. See a nice CS lead on Lucian, trying to manage the gap in gold differential from the 12 and 4 Senna. See pinks coming down for the Baron as Butter Our Biscuits tries to set up, get their vision line down. A second pink in Baron Pit just for good measure. Mr. Matt clearing out Vision as is tradition. Will he look for the hook? No. Discretion is the better part of valor, folks. He is walking away. Big Dick Jimmy walking a little bit too far out from his team, but getting a good Pixel Brush ward. Unfortunately deleted with Biscuit Hat's sweeper. And a bot inhibitor will be respawning soon for Heroes of the Storm. It is only 23-3. There is only a 2,000 gold difference between these teams. Heroes of the Storm has so much base pressure to deal with. Big Dick Jimmy on the front lines, fighting Jabberwock with everything he's got. Meanwhile, Hero in the back with a Ruyan looking for the steal. See, amazing steal from a Ruyan through Nocturne ultimate. That was insane. That was absolutely massive. They still have 3 members of their team available. They could possibly turn this fight. Not a single ultimate other than Set. Okay, one ultimate on the side of Butter Our Biscuits, but they do have all the inhibitor pressure. No minions to fight. Sleepy Trouble Bubble coming out from Super Hoagie. Gets hooked. Gets Malzahar ulted. He is out of the game. There goes the Nexus with Senna's autos. GG's from both sides. Well played, guys. What a game. So you know what time it is, guys. Well, first we'll look at the post-game stats. I know you guys like to see that. So taking a look at those stats, obviously Senna doing work. We saw, I don't think I saw a single missed hook from Mr. Matt. That was just me. Jabberwock with ult after ult, locking down incredible targets, really. I don't think I saw a single ult where I was like, I wouldn't have done that. But that was just absolutely impressive from both teams to watch. Look at those damage graphs. It's about from what we saw last team, with the exception of Heroes of the Storm doubled their numbers. They held on so hard. But you guys let me know who you thought was player of the game. Was it OG Juice Man on Set, Biscuit Hat on Warwick, Jabberwock on Malzahar, Pimp Monkey on Senna, or Mr. Matt on Thresh? I'm going to have the vote in the chat here. You guys let me know who you thought deserves MVP. We're going to give it a couple minutes here, and then we'll pull you guys in for interviews. Okay, guys, it looks like our MVP for Game 2 with a whopping 7 votes was Pimp Monkey. So if you guys want to join me up in Player of the Game 1, we've got some post-game interview questions for you.
I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear.
Hi, I'm here.
Like shadows in
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good games, everybody. Good games, Joe.
Oh.
Biscuit Hat.
Hey man, good game for you too, man. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, totally, my dude.
That was an absolutely stellar match from both of you guys. Like, just a transformation from Game 1 to Game 2. How Heroes of the Storm adjusted was absolutely fantastic to see.
Yeah, I think the big adjustment that we were trying to do in Game 2 was a lot of leave top lane on an island, and it worked out pretty well for us, I think. We had an early like objective control. I think the plan kind of fell through like late, but at the early stages it went pretty well. So I think that's a step up. I think always
Yeah.
progress is a good thing.
Absolutely.
I kind of going off that. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Spook.
No, you're
We
good.
didn't really feel like you left top lane on an island because I'm pretty sure Nocturne ganked OG like, yeah, he's commenting in the chat. Like you guys ganked him like 4 times or something like that.
We were
So I don't-
we were trying to make it an island.
Oh,
it didn't-
okay.
Oh, an
it didn't-
island for the juice man.
It didn't happen.
You got him
It
some
didn't,
rum.
obviously.
You built him a shack. You fed him for a couple of months, and you left him on an island, right? Yeah,
Right.
For
Yeah,
a
exactly.
weekend.
Exactly.
yeah, for sure.
It just ended up being a more festive island.
Well, I guess my first solid question would be directed at Mr. Biscuit. Coming into this week, you obviously had a very strong Game 1. What was your game plan that you were bringing with your prior match in mind as well?
So yeah, we got really lucky. Hero, I don't know when your last match was, but our last match was Sunday, just 2 days ago, and we had a really good Game 2 against literal team name. And I think this is success we saw with that. We decided to go with a similar team composition. And right now Sejuani is just like super busted. She got a huge buff, so I've just been playing it a little bit more. And so that was kind of the idea, right? Sejuani is super powerful when there's more like melee champions on her team, right? So that Game 1, we had a Set and a Braum. So I was just able to perma-stun Hero's team in team fights, as well as lock them down with the ult. And so we kind of played around that. The other big thing was like, we really prioritized the Set. OC Juice Man, OJ Juice Man. He plays it really well. Did really well on Sunday with it, both games. And so we just decided to prioritize it if it was left up, and it was. And so that's kind of how we formed the team comp for both matches.
Okay, wonderful. I'm really glad that it worked out for you guys. It was a really strong showing from you. So going over to game 2 for Mr. Super Hoagie. Obviously, game 1 was a pretty rough time, but game 2, you guys really pulled it out. What would you say was the key factor in your strategy change from game 1 to game 2?
Well, the first strategy change, well, not even strategy change, but what I like to do with my team after a hefty loss, we just, dust it off, like Zaya would say, dust it off. So we just reset the mental and, just kind of take a breather and try to make sure what we want, what we like better, how we felt. We kind of just gazed through what we felt was kind of lacking. I think the early pressure, we lacked a little bit of early pressure, so we kind of just adjusted that with a Lucian, Mordekaiser, and a Nocturne in the first round.
Yeah.
So we try to put it around like a little bit more early pressure, so we're not just like relying solely on late game team fighting. I think that was the big key factor there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seemed to work really well for you guys, especially like, they say 70% of League of Legends is being in the right place at the right time, and the other 30% is mental.
Yep.
So your guys' ability to maintain that cool-headed mental for game 2 is just wonderful. I'm really happy to hear that. So
You know me.
looking over
I'm
to
the
yeah,
the tilt performer.
for
That
sure.
would have been hard tilted.
And
not
going
gonna
over to
lie.
Mr. Pimp Monkey, extremely strong showing both game 1 and game 2. What would you attribute to your success?
Well, I'm not an ADC main, so like being able to play a supportive style ADC feels just so good, especially in a team fight comp. Like game 1 and game 2 were just in heavy team fight comps, so like I just got to follow up on everything, and
Mhm.
like Mr. Matt's hooks were out of this world the first few levels.
For
So
sure.
like it just made transitioning into the later game that much easier. And then Senna's obviously a huge scaling champion, and like I love myself some scaling champs.
Yeah, very well played across the board. I think your positioning really shined both games. It always seemed like, obviously Senna's got an escape tool and some self peel, but it seemed like you were always in the right place at the right time. We saw some really good responsive ults, so I just want to congratulate you on 2 great games.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And we can open it up to chat. I don't see any big questions in there, but does anyone have any questions for these guys? Pimp Monkey, Biscuit Hat, or Super Hoagie? OG Juice Man did not show up, but that's okay. He needs to rest. His back hurts from game 1.
True.
Sure.
You know what?
What's your
What was
question,
your
Matt?
what was your thought process in pick ban? Why not?
For me,
Which game?
Yeah, for you. Seemed like you knew exactly what you wanted to ban.
yeah,
games.
I
Very
think,
definite.
so was Sunday the match you played Cassiopeia? No, you played.
No, that was a couple weeks ago for
So yeah, so when you popped off on Casio, we knew that was like that forever is going to be a must ban. You got like you were like 20-0. I've 1v1'd No Not November as Nautilus with him, and I know that is like a huge comfort pick for him. And so I felt like banning the Cassiopeia Nautilus was extremely important. And then who was the third ban?
It
Rengar.
was Rengar.
Yeah, Elliot, I know,
Elliot's just disgusting.
yeah, he's just, we were all like, you know what, we don't want to see a Rengar, regardless if it's meta now or not. Like, a fed Rengar is still gonna, do crazy things. And I've seen Elliot pop off on Rengar like too many times, so
He
decided
also has
that.
a tattoo of Rengar.
Oh, he does. That's cool. We link an image in chat, Elliot, if you're here. But yeah, so that was kind of the idea. And then when we saw, your first 3 picks, we just kind of tailored your bands, or our bands against the last 2 lanes you had open. We knew you were playing Kassadin a lot. Kassadin, super late game, kind of does the same thing as Cassiopeia. So yeah.
Oh, so you saw my Kassadin games.
Yeah, we did.
I dropped in your op.gg.
Yeah, I've been spamming a lot of Kassadin.
Well, question for you, Hero. Why'd you
Yeah.
leave the setup?
Well, the thing is, we knew watching the game 1 from LTN and just like how strong Olaf is in general. We just did
Hmm.
not want to see Olaf ever, especially with
Yeah,
how
fair
our
enough.
team wants to play. Especially
Yeah,
with how our team wants to play, I was never wanting to see Olaf.
true. Very
Aphelios,
true.
Aphelios is something that I just that our bot lanes specifically don't want to see. So we
I
just
know
got
you
rid of
hate
the.
it too.
Well, I don't hate it that bad. And then Zyra, we knew I didn't want to deal with it. Also, I felt like it was a little too safe uh for Jabberwock to play. Considering how good he is at Zyra, and at the same time how tower pushing potential she has at the same time. So I just didn't want to see that. So those three were like for me
Must bans.
a must bans for
Hmm.
us. As much as I didn't want to see the Sat, I didn't want to see the Sejuani, I didn't want to see the Senna. I felt like those three were just too important to not
To not
let
have
it
in the
go through.
second game.
And
Right.
to address the chat question in chat, Nami into Thresh. Well, that was more of a team decision. I personally uh do want a more tankier matchup, but we were talking with the team and we kind of just agreed upon that. Okay, we like the Nami better. Okay, we'll leave it the Nami and we'll play safe from there. And that was our decision, I think. So I think you could have because and I play that matchup as long as you like. I feel like pick stay back a little bit. It's a little bit more manageable than per se a Blitzcrank or even a Pike. You know.
Hmm. Okay.
He had some nice bubbles on me when I was, because Senna has the really, really long auto attack animation. He had some really great bubbles on me in the early game.
Yeah, those Nami bubbles are pretty dynamite. But
True.
yeah, looks like that's all the questions that I have, that Chet has. But thank you guys so much for stopping by, Player of the Game, and we really appreciate you guys answering our questions.
Yeah, of
GG's
course. It was a
all.
lot of fun.
Totally, it was fun.
Yeah, GG's, boys.
GG's. GG's.
And that's all from me. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream. We'll catch you all this week for our next match. I have yet to check the page, but you can check it up on our page when the next match will be.